Good morning. This is Steve Onsman from Calvary United Church of Christ in Reading, Pennsylvania, an open and affirming congregation. Glad you're here. This is the Wednesday word for September 9th. Today's question comes from Bill Bloomer, and he is asking this. When it comes to money, do we give until it hurts? Do we give until we achieve parity with those to whom we give? Do we meet our needs, our own needs, and then give the rest away? There are a couple of other questions, but this sort of sums it up, I think, in general. So, uh, let me tell you quickly, I don't preach about money, although Jesus was the number one topic of, if you take all the topics he preached about, money was number one. Um, but I do talk about it to members about giving and about leaving money to the church and making the world a better place through endowment and all that. Sorry about that. So whenever I meet with new church members or prospective members, I bring it up and I talk about what does it mean to be generous. I give them envelopes, which is what we do. We expect everyone to donate whatever they're able, and I tell them that giving is between them and God. And that our ministry runs on the generosity of our members, as well as our endowment, which we nurture and use, I think, responsibly. Um, the biblical concept of tithing 10%, I think, is a really good guide, or tithing something, giving a percentage, because it's a great equalizer. It allows every person to consider their gift to be the same, no matter how much they have, whether they have a low income, a high income, it doesn't matter. That is a equalizer. The problem, of course, with tithing is that uh, people who, let's say, you have two families who make the same amount of money, but one is a single person, the other is a family of four or six, and they both make $50,000. Well, tithing, they can't. The family of four can't give what the person who's single can give. So, we have to be responsible and take care of our families. We shouldn't starve, we shouldn't suffer, but we should be sacrificial. The church is, in fact, um, connected with this, a church about social equality. It's not about socialism or communism or even capitalism. Uh, it's a church of social equality, in that those with more support those with less. Those have money um, give money so that we can help people in difficult situations, when they're hungry, when they need clothing, if they've been burned out, if they have a home, if they can't pay their bills. We try to help them along with that. We don't pay all of it, but we assist them, and that's what the church is supposed to be doing. So everyone gives what they're able to give. So some years ago, this happened. We were on and it's a long time ago. We were on vacation in Florida. I was new to the church, maybe 3 years, 4 years, and had found out by accident that one of our families owned a home on this island in Florida. And so I thought, and I had never met them. I'd been there a couple of years, but I'd never met them. I didn't know if they were there full time or not. So I said, I'll just stop by and, say hello or leave a card or whatever. And I go to this house and it is magnificent. I mean, it is on about an acre of land right on the beach. Big house, so I'm thinking, and I'm talking about 2002 maybe. This house is probably worth $5 million, just because I looked at other houses that were for sale, and that's about right. Um, so I left my card because nobody answered, and I left. I walked away. About 2 weeks later, we get an envelope from them, and it turns out, and it was totally unconnected because I don't think they were down. They were probably up in Berks County. Um, totally unconnected, but they sent their yearly dues. Okay, so this is a family that owns a home here, has his $5 million home then on the beach, um, and their yearly dues were $100. Okay, that's what you think is generous. Fine. Here's the story, though. The same day, a church member with very limited means, widowed, retired, she stops by to talk to me because she's really upset. She said her Social Security had not increased that year. Her pension was struggling. I guess it was hers and her husband's, but it wasn't very much. So she could only continue giving $5 a week. Now, I've never been one to know what people give. I don't like it. That's my, teaching from seminary is sort of how I am. But I know some people disagree. That's fine. Um, so I was uncomfortable with knowing what she gave. But then I said to her, "Let me tell you a story." And I told her about this family, not naming people, but told her about this. And I said, "So you're giving basically $250 or more a year. And this millionaire family sent us $100 as their dues, like we're some country club, a pretty cheap country club. I said, so I said, I can't believe you give that much. Your generosity is incredible. And I tell this story to everybody who comes to our church who wants to be a part of it, that generosity is between you and God, and you've got to answer for it. So you've got to decide what you're supposed to do. Um, do we give till it hurts? I don't think so. Parity with those we give to? No, because I still believe in working hard. So I think folks, uh, we should help people, but our safety net is supposed to be a safety net, not a hammock, right? So we're supposed to work hard as we're able to, and if we are not able to, then we have programs that help people with that, and the church helps too. There's two more quick things because I don't want to keep this go too long. The idea that the love of money, not money itself, is the root of all evil, that every evil thing comes from greed. Think about wars, poverty, famine, all the bad things that happen are because we've got incredibly poor people and incredibly rich, and the rich often look down on the poor, and the poor get angry at the rich. It's just gets ugly. Um, the second thing is how hard Jesus says how hard it is for a rich person to get into the kingdom of heaven, like pushing a camel through the eye of a needle, right? That's a beautiful image to me. Um, it isn't impossible. I guess you could make it happen if the needle is big enough, but it's really hard to do. And it's not because you have money. It's how you gain it, how you use it. Do you worship it? I wrote about economic privilege today, actually, in a daily thought I put out, which is on my Facebook page, if you'd like to read it. That having money isn't the problem. There are greedy people with no money. There are generous people with money. It's the idolatry of wealth, as Paul talks about. Greed is idolatry. That's the problem. So I think what we do is we do meet our own needs, and sometimes Jesus says to people in the Bible, um, sell everything you have, give it to the poor, and follow me. And then Zacchaeus, as I wrote in my thing today, he doesn't say that to him. Zacchaeus says, if I've ripped anybody off, I'm going to make good for it. And he doesn't ask him to give it all away. So it really depends on you. Is your money a god? Do you worship it? That will decide what you do. So anyway, that's my Wednesday word for today. Questions about money. I'll be back. If you want to send me questions, you can do it through email. It's my last name, Ansman@comcast.net, or you can send it through a message here. Have a great day and enjoy the clouds that we have in Pennsylvania. Thanks for watching.